Alrighty, it's Sunday morning and we're going to go check out some trails about 10 or 15 miles northeast of Prescott. It's out by a place called Camp Wood. We'll check out the tires and see how they're doing. Alrighty, so here we are. We are heading out northwest of Prescott, up near Camp Wood. We're going to go check out some trails around here. Guaranteed it's just going to be a mostly scenic day. Not really hard technical trails, but we're going to just go enjoy a leisurely Sunday. So we are driving through Williamson Valley. A lot of horse property out here. Very rural. It's less developed and lots of larger lots. It's really kind of beautiful out here. Just gonna go have some fun. Also, Nico the Wonder Dog is in the back seat. Always up for a good time with Nico the Wonder Dog. Now it's really rural out here. Alright, so we've turned on Camp Wood Road and we are headed west. I don't know how far, it's a ways, a couple, 10 miles maybe, something like that, until we get to Camp Wood, and then we'll start looking for some trails that'll take us north and kind of loop around back to Williamson Valley Road. Alrighty, so we aired down. It's not a tough ride, but it sure makes it more comfortable. And this is Ken and Joe Jean. There's Joe Jean. Hey guys. These cows are curious. So we passed by a couple of ranches, cattle ranches. Now we're in the Prescott National Forest. And a little ways up here, we'll find Camp Wood. There's some camping right there. So we turned off at Camp Wood Road. And you can see right ahead of us, there's a bunch of places to get some fairly large campers in there on level ground. And then right here, I suppose you could drive, I'm not driving my RV in here, but you could come back here and camp in a overlanding type rig. But we're going to continue on that way north. It should bring us around eventually to Williamson Valley Road at some point, but we'll see if there's any fun little offshoots on the way. So Walnut Creek is pretty clearly a road. It's not a trail in the sense of the trails that I generally like to run, the more challenging ones. It's got plenty of signage. It even warns you as you start away from the campground to yield to oncoming traffic. It's a narrow road, so it's pretty easy. I'll read you the description from Onyx. Walnut Creek's north end is peppered with wash crossings, thick juniper, and mixed pine trees. As you progress to the south, you'll move into a beautiful old-growth forest of ponderosa pine. A popular area with hunters, there are several large primitive campsites with rock fire rings and room for several tents and trailers. Please check local fire regulations. Leave no trace principles apply. The further south you go, which is the way we came in, the smoother the trail becomes, traveling through large burn scars and areas where the local Forest Service has done heaps of work. Local wildlife in the area include elk, deer, javelina, and various types of birds. There is no cell service on this trail, and there are no obstacles over 12 inches. So it's pretty scenic. I will tell you, after we stopped for lunch, we found the Graver Wash Trail, and decided to make a left turn and try that more challenging trail. I'll read you the Onyx description for that after we make that turn. So the four of us and Nico found a nice flat spot to kick back in the sun and have a little bit of lunch and chat for a bit before we cruised on. So if you make a right turn right there, I think this trail is called Brushy Basin, and it takes you back to Camp Wood Road, but we're going to continue straight. So we just took a left on a trail, at least on Onyx maps. It's called Graver Wash. So we're gonna go check it out. It was Ken's idea, so if it turns into something, it's not my fault. Joe Jean is our resident gate opener for the day, and we thank her for that.
Enter, Keymaster!
Thank you. So I had really kind of planned on making this an easy day, a scenic trip. Honestly, those have gotten more response on my YouTube channel than some of the harder ones, so I thought I'd see if that was really the thing that interested people more. So I mentioned on the radio that I was gonna come back and do this trail later, and Ken and Joe said, hey, let's do it now, and I thought, well, shoot, why not? So we did. I'll read you the description, then I'll tell you my thoughts on the description versus reality. Graver Wash begins easy enough with dirt, erosion, and a few sneaky rocks. As you progress southward, this trail gets more and more rough and rocky, with erosion and ledges becoming the theme of the trail. Rock gardens pepper this trail, so speed isn't necessarily your friend. This trail is narrow at points with minimal points to turn around. There are wash crossings with steep entrances and exits, as well as sections of off-camber erosion. The majority of this trail is rocky. The final climb toward the south is quite challenging, with ledges and large boulders becoming the majority of the trail. High clearance vehicles are a necessity. There is no cell service in this area, so offline maps are crucial. And my perception is that the trail descriptions on Onyx Off-Road tend to overstate the difficulty of the trails. At least that's been in my experience. I wouldn't necessarily run this trail in a full-size truck, but anybody with a stock Jeep or a stock Toyota or a smaller pickup who has moderate wheeling experience should have no problem Hey, it's a swimming hole.
Let's go.
So this section right here is what the Onyx description referred to as the final hill climb toward the south, with ledges and large boulders becoming the majority of the trail. Now I know if this was my first time wheeling, this would seem intimidating, but Ken's behind me running it basically in a stock Jeep, and he's doing just fine. He's got no lockers, no nothing. So that's why I'm saying, if you have moderate experience and a stock Jeep or a stock Toyota, you're probably going to be fine. This is the worst of it. After this, it's all downhill, no pun intended. So we've gone through another gate, and we're past the end of the trail as it's mapped out on Onyx. But we passed a guy who was hiking, who said that this goes all the way through, but it's rocky and rutty. And so I'm looking forward to it, and Ken is having, seems to be having a great time with the challenge. Well, I'm pretty sure we're nearing the end of the trail, and the vegetation has changed significantly from what we were in before. I'm guessing we got a mile maybe or so left of this, but it was a pretty fun trail. I wasn't expecting to do it, honestly. I thought we were going to do the easier stuff, and I was actually going to come back and do this. And then Ken and Joe Jean said, hey, let's do this. So who am I to turn down a challenge? So I forgot to film anything for the end of the run, and I'm doing it now. We had a great time. The weather was pretty awesome for the end of February in Prescott, and now it's cold as hell. Well, not cold as hell. I mean, it's 35 degrees right now, so it's a little nippy. We had a lot of fun. Ken and Joe had a blast. Nico was glad to be out with us. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider subscribing. We'd love to have you. Also, check it out. I put new seat belts in the Jeep because you know how much I love seat belts.